Good afternoon, everybody. Shut up. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my show, my scripture preaching show, which is called my weekly scripture for thought video show at good old Alton Avenue and Paulton Avenue and Williamsbrige, part of the Bronx. My topic for today is everything that is permissible is not beneficial. Throughout space and time and space, God has given us free will, but do not cross the boundaries that God set upon between you and Him. When you cross the boundaries between you and God, that means that you're doing something permissible, not beneficial. That means that you're doing something wrong, and God got to give you limitations that you don't want to bear, but you have to listen to God, because God gives you limitations for a reason. One character of the Bible I have to mention is Moses. Of course, Moses was called by God and Aaron in the book of Exodus, and then God told Moses, "You'll send my people." Hello, I'm in the middle of doing my scripture preaching show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just calling you to tell you about the boost that I got, but I'll tell you when you come back.
Oh, okay, bye-bye. That's my God-fearing and good protecting and goodwill roommate, Lopez. Now back to the lessons I'm going to preach to you. What? Now, one character of the Bible I have to mention is Moses. Of course, God told Moses to be the deliverer and ruler of his people, the Israelites. But there's one mistake, there's many mistakes that Moses did. Instead of handling the situation himself to be the mediator between God and man, because while the people was quarreling with him that they couldn't get any water, then Moses was complaining to God, and God complained, and God got angry with Moses and said, I will turn this rock into water. Since you did not do things faithfully by your will and deeds of your heart, Moses, you will not lead my people to the promised land. So Moses had to deal with the restrictions of not leading his people, his Israelites, into the promised land. That's one character of the Bible that's what's permissible is not beneficial. There's another character of the Bible, it's called John Marks. When the Lycaonians and the Lystronians and the Debians, when they gang up on Paul and stoned him, John Marks he was scared for his life, and he headed north to another island. Of course, Paul was angry with him. He had an argument with Barnabas in the book of Acts concerning John Marks, because he considered him not being a responsible young man. But later on, in the future years to come, when Paul's ministry was about falling, and a lot of people was falling away, like a lot of people was falling away, and First Thessalonians, and Paul said to Barnabas and God, hey, my ministry is falling. A lot of people's falling away. Can you please bring John Marks to our ministry? Because he's helpful and useful for our ministry. Because here's the thing. John Marks, he did what was permissible, that he ran away from Paul and Silas, while Paul and Silas, when Paul was getting jumped by all these people from the islands near Israel. But yet, John Marks, he did the right thing to come back to Paul and organize back the ministry. Here's another example of what is permissible as what is permissible is not beneficial. Here's another character of the Bible, is King Hezekiah. Of course, King Hezekiah worship and led the people of Judah and to worship to God. But here's one thing that King Hezekiah did wrong. One day there was like spies and envoys from Babylon came in and they explored Judah. Then dumb King Hezekiah, what he did was he let all the riches and stuff, all the jewelries and stuff of Judah to these spies and Babylon. Then the next thing that happened, that the Babylonian people ambushed and bum rushed the people in Judah and King Hezekiah and took over Judah and Israel. See, King Hezekiah is another example as what is permissible is not beneficial. Here's the last part. Here's the last story. No, here's the last person that I have to mention. That's what's permissible is not beneficial. It's Paul from the book of Acts. Of course, Paul, whose name was Saul, did all the evil stuff, and he killed Stephen, the witness. Of course, Jesus punished King Saul. Of course, Jesus punished Saul because Saul did all the evil things, trying to tear down the church. And then one day, when he was in his place in Tarsus, Ananias, a devout leader, a devout observer of the Bible, then Ananias said, "Why have to bring Paul? Why have to bring Saul into the church? He did all evil things to the church." And then God said, "Listen, Ananias. Saul is my chosen vessel. I will teach him how much he has to suffer for my name." So that was Saul's punishment, who was later named Paul's punishment, or what's beneficial is not better, what's permissible is not beneficial. Now, I'll leave you with this. Of course, we have free will to do all that we want, but remember, we have to go into the guidelines. After we go into the guidelines, we get punished by God. Remember, you can do whatever you want, but you have to go within the guidelines of the law. Now, I'm going to end this scripture preacher video show topic of what is permissible is not beneficial. Now, as for an Alton Avenue and Portland Place, part and Williamsbrige part of the Bronx, as for my weekly scripture for thought video show in the Bronx, I'm your host and most self-proclaimed rapper, self-proclaimed R&B singer, workout fitness video show host, public figure video show host, conference call Bible discussion leader, teacher, preacher, Bible study teacher, and Reverend-Material disciple. 18 walks say, "Papa, I see you. Papa, I see you."